Starting to stream nowadays is not as hard as you think and doesn't require nearly as much gear or tech as you think. And I'm gonna prove that to you with this laptop so you can start streaming by the end of the video. And it really isn't that hard. And don't worry, I'll be holding your hand the entire time. Come on, hold my hand, hold my hand. No? Fine, I'll just show you how to do it then, I guess. So first off, we're gonna wanna pick a streaming software that actually allows us to broadcast to the platform that we want to. Now, there are a few different options, but me personally, I'm gonna suggest Meld Studio, and there's a few reasons why I would. It's beginner friendly, it also is easy to set up initially, and it has a lot of cool features that allows you to do awesome things as you grow as a content creator. This is also one of the only broadcasting software that's free to use that requires no plugins for added effects, and will also allow you to multi-stream 2 different canvases at the exact same time to multiple platforms with no costs required. So once we download Meld Studio, this is gonna be what it looks like. So they have a nice little introductory here that's gonna show you a bunch of different things. And then we're gonna pick if we want a regular horizontal canvas or if we want the multi-canvas. For now, just to make it easy, we're gonna do the horizontal canvas. Now that we picked our horizontal canvas, we're gonna wanna add some platforms that we can actually stream to. So go to File, then go to Preferences, and then we're gonna go ahead and click on the Add Output. Now here you actually have the ability to log into Twitch, Kick, or YouTube, or you can just add your own custom RTMP. But for this, we're actually gonna be doing Twitch. So go ahead and click on Twitch. And then you're gonna have this login button. All right, and then this is what it should look like whenever we are actually logged into it. So now that we have our platform added, let's go ahead and go through some of these settings. I'm gonna go through some of the basic settings and what they are and a couple different options for you. First, we're gonna look at the canvas. So the canvas could be either 1080p or any of these options, but most of them are gonna be 1080p or 720. If you have a newer device that is a really strong computer, then you can go ahead and pick 1080p, and if you have fast internet. And if you have slower internet and a slower PC, then go ahead and pick 720. Now you can always change this later, so you can try 1080p first. If it doesn't work, go to 720. Frame rate is basically just gonna be the frame rate you're gonna be sending out your signal in. Again, choose 60 if you got a stronger PC. If you feel like you're lagging a little bit or it's not looking as good, you can try 30 FPS and it might help with how it looks. So next up is hardware encoding, and essentially what this means is that if you have a newer graphics card, such as we do, in this device we're actually running an RTX 5070, and that means we actually do have the ability to do hardware encoding. Essentially what that means is that there is a portion of the graphics card that is dedicated to essentially rendering out the video and sending that signal out. If you don't have a newer graphics card that actually is enabled with this, you can go ahead and just click this off and it'll still work perfectly fine. So next up is gonna be video bitrate. And what that is, essentially is gonna be the actual bitrate that it takes the actual stream from your computer and sends it to the actual platform. Now, this is gonna be reliant on your actual internet speeds, also some hardware, but what you wanna do is go to Google and do a speed test. Now that speed test is gonna tell you what your upload speed is, because that's gonna be what's important for this. Let's say if you have a 20 megabit per second upload speed, you could technically put this up to 20 kilobits or 20,000 kilobits per second. Now, you don't wanna do that because most platforms do have limits and they are different for every platform, but the safest thing to do is probably about 6,000 kilobits as long as your computer can handle it. And there we go. Yeah, I probably could have just typed that in. It would have been way easier, but I'm determined now. Got it, 6,000. So if you can handle 6,000, I recommend doing 6,000. And again, if you have issues with that and your internet is stuttering and it's not stable, you can always drop that down or you can increase it. And luckily with Meld, you can do that while you're streaming, which is actually kind of sick. Quality preset, I wouldn't worry too much about this. I would just hit standard, so it's good. And then audio, again, doesn't really matter too much. I would leave it at 160 kilobits per second. You can also just bump this up because this honestly is very minimal. And those are gonna basically be the important settings that we need to just get started. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and set up 2 different scenes. So most streamers use what's called a just chatting scene, which is basically a big version of their webcam where they're talking to people and they can connect with them. And then the other one is gonna be their gaming scene. So first, let's go ahead and set up our gaming scene. So we'll go ahead and add a brand new layer. We're gonna go to video device because we're gonna add our USB webcam, or if you have a laptop, it's actually just built right in. So integrated. And there we go. So now we have the webcam, and that is basically our just chatting scene. Like this is literally it. So great job, you just made the just chatting scene. Now, if you want to, you can come down here and double click this and do just chatting, bam. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna duplicate this scene. We'll change the name to gaming. All right, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna click on the actual webcam layer on the canvas, and we'll go ahead and drag this down to where it won't be in the way of our gameplay. I said won't be in the way of the gameplay. Don't have it in the center. Don't have it like this. Don't sit here and twist it around in the middle. No, 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 no. I want you to take it and make sure it's not in the way of the gameplay. So take it like that and like that. And also, if you wanna get really fancy, See how whenever we're clicked on this, we have these couple of sets up here? Yeah, you can literally just make shapes super easy. So another reason why Meld is amazing and why we're gonna be using it today. So there we go, that is done and out of the way. So next we're gonna go ahead and capture our gameplay. So we're gonna open up the game we're gonna choose, which right now I'm gonna choose Fortnite, and then we're gonna wait for this to open and then we'll capture it inside of Meld. Now that we have Fortnite open, let's go back to Meld Studio and go to Layers. We're gonna hit this plus button here, then we're gonna go to Display Capture, and then we're gonna go ahead and find where it says Fortnite. And then we'll make sure that on this left-hand side, we'll drag this down, bam. There we go. So now we're capturing Fortnite and it's right on our screen. Now, one thing I do want to make mention of is that if you're trying to game and stream on a laptop, you're going to want something that's powerful and reliable to be able to do both at the exact same time. Luckily, with the Lenovo Legion 7i, you have the processing power of Intel Core Ultra 9 processor and the NVIDIA RTX 5070, allowing you to game and stream with ease thanks to the hardware encoder built into the graphics card specifically for content creators like you and I. Not to mention, this thing has 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, 1 terabyte SSD. This thing is blazing fast and beautiful with its 2.5K OLED display at 240 Hz refresh rate. And you also have HDMI 2.1 if you want to add a second screen, USB Type-C, and 2 regular USB ports to be able to plug in a mouse, a keyboard, a headset, or any other streaming gear as you upgrade. Being able to have all that power and beauty in such a sleek laptop, that's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. And if you're looking to upgrade your laptop or want to learn more, feel free to check out the link in the description. Okay, so now that we actually have set up a scene for our beautiful face and we have a scene set up for our sweaty gameplay, we want to make sure that we actually are capturing our audio. So first what we'll do is we'll go ahead and click on Fortnite over here on Layers. Now on the right-hand side, we have this audio portion. It says add an audio track for the source. Click that, and now we have audio for Fortnite. Now, one thing, since we are on a laptop, I do highly recommend using some sort of headphones, whether they're plug-in headphones or if it's a headset with a mic, that's even better. You actually wanna make sure that you do that because we have our microphone right here and our speakers are on here, which will pick up that sound. So if you have a headset, make sure to use that, or even just plug in earbuds, you can use that too, but we wanna make sure that our sound is not being heard by our microphone, otherwise you're gonna create a loop. It's a really bad sounding loop. Trust me, you don't wanna hear it. And neither does anyone on Twitch or any other website for that matter. Now, if for some crazy reason it's not capturing your microphone right away, you can just go down here where it says audio mixer. You created a brand new track here. You can select a device. If it's a microphone, it's gonna be an input device. You can go ahead and select your input device from the list down here and you can add it that way. Now, as a bonus tip, I would actually make sure that you take a look at this audio mixer and that your microphone is always the loudest thing on your actual audio mixer. So make sure your game like Fortnite and stuff like that's not overpowering you, otherwise it's gonna be hard to hear what you're saying while you're streaming. And now you're ready to start streaming, but before you do hit go live, just be sure to go to whatever your platform you are streaming to, head to their streaming dashboard and set your title and category to make sure people can find you for the game that you're playing. All right, so one thing I forgot to mention was that if you don't have a second monitor or second screen to use, then go ahead and use your phone to read your chat. Obviously, reading chat is the most important thing about streaming, so don't forget to do that. But even if you don't have a second monitor, you can pick one up on the secondhand market, because if it's just for reading chat, it doesn't have to be that fancy. It can be literally anything. Heck, I literally used my TV that I had at the time with my laptop whenever I first started streaming back in like 2012. So if you guys have to, go ahead and use your phone and just get something to prop it up, or just even buy a super dirt cheap like monitor on the used market or something like that and use that for your chat. So just one thing I wanted to say before we forget. Now you can go ahead and hit live and try streaming. See, I mean, that was literally pretty simple. Some personal advice I'd like to offer is don't invest too much into streaming equipment initially, just because who knows if you're gonna enjoy it or not. So make sure you just use what you have, or even just maybe buy some budget stuff. If you're interested in buying some budget gear, I'll leave a couple of recommendations down below. And don't worry, I'm gonna be working on a video for budget and entry-level equipment when it comes to streaming, so that way you don't have to break the bank to upgrade your setup. But for now, just fire up some streams and enjoy the journey.